Honey, I'm home.
Did you bring any washing up liquid?
Hey, shove a broom up my ass, and then I can sweep the floor as I go along. So, did you get a chance to look at this?
No. I've spent weeks getting in with Callard, and now we're after some posh twat. No, I haven't looked at it.
Idris really wants us to pursue it.
I'm sure he does.
It would be a major result to get the both of them.
For Reese's career, maybe.
Aren't you a tiny bit curious what Garvey was doing round at Levine's gallery?
Maybe they've got a shared passion for modern art. Callard selling dead bodies and formaldehyde. So he put that together.
You go. Very, very...
Fit.
Thorough. How come Callard's never mentioned Garvey to you?
He's never mentioned his mother, but I'm assuming he's got one.
Any ideas as to how you might get in with Garvey?
Thought I might stay as a guest in his hotel and go for a couple of weeks.
Murph, Reese is sticking his neck out on this one.
He's gonna stick his neck up his arse for a liquor.
You don't mean that.
Do you know the feeling when you've been driving on the motorway and you can't remember the last 10 minutes? I can't remember the last 10 weeks.
You spend months getting an undercover officer in with Callard. A target I know you've been after for a long time now, and you get him with his hands all over £750,000 worth of fake euros.
It was only good enough to put him inside for 5, maybe 6 years. He'd be out again in 3.
If I'd offered you that 2 months ago, you'd have jumped at it.
2 months ago, we didn't know he was going to lead us to Garvey.
I went to his hotel in St. Ives with my husband. It was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
At £500 a night, so it should be.
Garvey's helped raise millions for children's charities.
Harold Shipman had a Blue Peter badge.
Oh, Stephen. Look, he's one of the most reputable businessmen in this country, and you think he's, what, increasing his cash flow with some dodgy euros? His business must be worth 10 times that.
I don't know what he's doing. I just know it's almost certainly illegal.
On what evidence? Good old-fashioned hunch, isn't it?
You and I both know that sometimes that's all we ever have. An instinct that something is not right.
And if you're not right?
I need facilities on Garvey's phones.
You may get one on his landline. I wouldn't hold that for a mobile facility.
A word with the Home Office.
You're risking a great deal here, Stephen.
Where's Murphy?
He's on his way.
You spoke to her? OK, everyone, let's get round. Come on, quick as you can. Right, I've drafted in DC Claire Leadham to help with some of the background on Garvey.
Hi.
Welcome.
OK, off you go, Claire.
Thank you, sir. George Garvey. In the 1970s, using his family's investments and contacts, Garvey began to import colonial and oriental treasures, specialising in rugs, antique furniture from all over the world. He became very well known for his flair for design and had a significant impact on what people were putting in their own homes. In 1989, he formed the Ergo Company and opened his first of many prestigious hotels in Holland Park. It was the original hip hotel. It kick-started the current trend for small, offbeat hotels, where the interior designs are cutting edge.
Claire, this is an investigation, not an episode of This Is Your Life. Look, Callard and Garvey operate in totally separate worlds. We know a great deal about Callard, but how do we get to Garvey? I can read the menu from one of his restaurants, but it doesn't tell me what the man likes to eat when no one's looking.
Book a cup.
Harry McHale.
Who wants to know?
3 years ago, Garvey's wife filed for divorce, citing persistent infidelity and mental cruelty.
How much did she get?
4.6 million in the house in Scotland, where she now lives with her daughter.
What about the son?
Scott.
You know him?
Yeah, 3 months ago, whilst under the influence of drugs, Scott was involved in a hit and run. A week before the trial, the key witness suddenly pulled out.
Or your case?
It came across my desk.
And what, you think Callard had something to do with that?
When Callard battered that policeman to death, he managed to silence at least 20 witnesses.
They found enough cocaine in the car to charge him with intent to supply. The judge ordered that he be sent to rehab.
Yeah, but isn't he a big fish in the dealing world?
Well, mainly amongst his rich friends. They're very much the recreational crowd.
He owes me money.
Join the queue.
I have a proposition for you.
What are you talking about?
I intend to get my money back.
Got nothing to do with me.
How much does he owe you?
20k.
10% will get it back.
$5.
$2,000, nothing less.
But what have we got between Callard and Garvey?
Callard's building company? Any links?
None that we can establish. I know we're looking at the criminal link between Garvey and Callard, but I wonder if we should look more at the relationship between George Garvey and Barry Levine. Well, George Garvey's been importing artifacts for years. Levine's an art and antiques dealer, and he's not exactly straight.
But how do we think Callard might fit in? They were there together at Barry Levine's for a reason, and I want to know what that reason is. Where the hell is Murphy?
Whoever you are, you've got the wrong guy.
I don't think so.
I represent the interests of Eddie McHale.
Look, mate, I don't have the money.
You're Garvey, aren't you?
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, your family's not exactly in the breadline.
You think my father's gonna cough up?
Yes.
Piss off!
Hey, come on! Hey, let me out right now! Hey! Hey, come on! What are you... Look, I've got some money in my pocket, you can have that, alright? I could take you to a cash point. Look, if you're gonna touch me, I'm telling you, I'm not into that sort of thing, alright? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Where I come from, people who don't pay what's owed get a kneecapping. It tends to work.